Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am back with the face cam. We are back with our week 5 NFL predictions, and let's just get right to it. But before we do, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. I am still on the quest for 100 subscribers before the end of 2022, so if you can help me towards that goal, I would greatly appreciate it. Alright, now let's get to my week 5 NFL predictions. Okay, let's start with the previous week recap. Bengals beat the Dolphins. I feel bad for Tua. This is definitely a tough situation. I hope he is healthy. Vikings beat the Saints. Saints, I don't know how this game was close, but yeah, Vikings got the job done. Falcons beat the Browns. Browns, you should honestly be 4-0. I don't understand how you are not. Falcons, they continue to get points on the board, but still, just not great. In my opinion. Cowboys beat the Commanders. Commanders, they're just, I think, a bottom 3 team, man. They are not good. Cowboys look good, and I expect them to continue with Cooper Rush, even if that gets healthy. That was at least what I would do. My Seahawks beat the Lions in a barn burner shootout. I saw they were memeing the punter for the Seattle after the game because he didn't punt a single time in this game, and it's a win's a win, I guess. Titans beat the Colts. 2 shitty teams. I really don't care for either one of these teams. I don't think either one of these teams is going to win the Super Bowl. Titans might make the playoffs, but still, yeah, Titans escape with the win. Giants beat the Bears. Yeah, Bears just no offensive line. Giants, they don't look bad, but they won this game with basically a third string quarterback, I think. No, Daniel Jones came back after Tyrod Taylor got injured, but still, this team is just not great in my opinion. Eagles beat the Jaguars. Jaguars did not score after the first quarter. They scored 14 points first and did not score again until 7 minutes left in the ball game. So yeah, honestly, Jaguars, they just need to figure out stuff offensively, maybe some play calling stuff, and I think they should be good. Eagles still undefeated, still the best team in football right now. Jets beat the Steelers. Yeah, Steelers, y'all should be ashamed of this one. And I know Kenny Pickett, he is probably going to be the starter moving forward, but yeah, you just can't be throwing the ball away like he did in that one. And Zach Wilson's back for the Jets, so that's really good for them. The Bills beat the Ravens. Ravens did not score a single second half point. It's just a real tragedy. A lot of bad play calling, and the Bills definitely should have got their second loss in a row. But yeah, they made it out with the win. Chargers beat the Texans. Yeah, Texans are bad. Chargers, they're hobbled, but they got the job done, so that's all that matters. Cardinals beat the Panthers. Yeah, Panthers are a bad team, man. They're just not good whatsoever. And I kind of feel bad for him, but I think Sam Darnold is going to get healthy soon, and maybe he can come in and do something for this team. Cardinals, I just don't care for this team. I don't like anything that they do offensively. Maybe when D-Hop comes back, they'll be better, but anyway. Packers, Patriots. Packers, how was this game this close? They were on their third string quarterback, and they went to overtime. So I think that says more about the Packers than it does the Patriots. It's just, I'm not sure if this Packers team has what it takes as of right now. Next is the Raiders and the Broncos. Broncos finally got some decent points on the board. Problem is their defense just stopped playing the game. And yeah, Raiders took advantage, and Raiders got the first dub of the season. Chiefs, Buccaneers. This was a good game for majority of it. Mahomes was kind of just torching them the entire game, and I had a good time watching this one. But yeah, Chiefs look good. 49ers and Rams. How are the Rams this stacked offensively and defensively and cannot score more than 9 points? Can't hold a team to below 20 points, I don't think. I'll have to double check on that one, but yeah, it just seems really dumb. And the 49ers, they're kind of just the most wishy-washy team I've ever seen. They kind of are hot and cold depending on the week. You just can't trust them. But yeah, that is it. And yeah, so my record after week 4 is 31-32 and 1 tie, of course. And yeah, this was my first positive week, so we're going to take that as an absolute win. I went 9-7 on the week. And yeah, if the Ravens don't blow that, if the Steelers don't blow that, and if the Lions don't let up 48 points, and if the Browns don't lose, I'm a god, and I'm predicting almost every single one of these games correct, but, you know, the game fucking hates me. All right, now let's get to my weekly NFL rankings. So at number 5, controversial pick, I got the Cowboys. So the Cowboys have just been looking a lot better than most teams to me. They just need a game manager, in my opinion. a game manager, and I think this team can do some good things. And the Bengals, like I said, man, as soon as they get that offensive line situated, which it looks better right now, as soon as they get the offensive line situated, this team is going to be a playoff team. We'll say that. I don't want to jinx anybody, but yeah. Next to the Bills. Bills got the job done against the Ravens. I can't really fault them for it. I'm very high on the Bills. I just think they need to find more confidence in themselves, and I think this team will be very good. Next to the Chiefs, I debated putting the Chiefs number 1 or number 2. I think the Chiefs are the best team in the AFC. I really don't want to hate on them too much, but yeah, I love them. Their defense needs to get a little bit better. But yeah, after that, I think the Chiefs are the best team in the AFC. And number 1, Eagles, undefeated. They had a really tough test in Jacksonville, and they got the job done. And what I would say was after the first quarter, it was all Eagles the rest of the game, and I'm really high on the Eagles right now. Okay, let's get to the actual predictions. It's the Indianapolis Colts at the Denver Broncos for Thursday Night Football. So the Colts just look lifeless. Matt Ryan he just looks pissed off and frustrated every single time they put the camera on him. And I just don't think this team is anywhere close to what they want to be. And from what I heard, Jonathan Taylor missed practice this week, so he might not even be available for this game, which if they don't have a running game, this game's already chalked, you know? So yeah, and I just think a new quarterback is in order for this team. I'm not sure if Matt Ryan's going to retire or not, but still, I think they just need a new quarterback. Next to the Broncos, they look somewhat more competent. I'm pissed I didn't start Russ in my fantasy this week because he racked up 30 points and I lost by 1 point in fantasy. So stupid of me to not start Russ. But they looked, yeah, like I said, their offense looked competent. Their defense looked not competent whatsoever. And I still have so many questions about this offense and Russ. But I do definitely trust them more than the Colts. So I do have the Broncos winning this one. Broncos 20, Colts 16. I would not be surprised if this game was not this high scoring. If it was like 10-3, I wouldn't be shocked because, you know, like I said, I don't trust either of these offenses. Okay, and our next game is our overseas game in London. It is the New York Giants versus the Green Bay Packers. So somehow the Giants keep finding a way to win, even with Daniel Jones as their quarterback. Like, no hate, I just personally don't see Daniel Jones being a starter in this league, and I think it's a lot to do with Saquon. Saquon is carrying this offense so much, and I'm just waiting for a really good defense to come in and stop these guys, but as of right now, they're doing pretty good. Next to the Packers, I don't know how you got sent to overtime against a third-string QB. I just don't understand how that happened. But yeah, they don't look as dominant as they usually do in the regular season, and I find it hard to picture this team doing well going forward. But yeah, if Rodgers continues to just not mess up, I think this team can win some games. And I do have them winning this one. Packers winning this one. Packers 27, Giants 17. I do expect the Packers to win this one, but I would not be surprised if the game is much closer than what I have. All right, and now the start of the early window of games. We have the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Buffalo Bills. So I think the Bills have had a tough slate of it as of recently, and I think this one is going to be not easy, but it's definitely going to be easier than the last 2 games they've played. So let's start with the Steelers. I called it last week. I knew Kenny Pickett it was only a matter of time before he got put into the game. And I think the era of Kenny Pickett has started in Pittsburgh. It does suck that his first career start is going to be against the Buffalo Bills, but what can you do? I just don't see this defense doing well without TJ Watt. He is their leader. He is their best player. I don't see a way for this team to be good without him. And yeah, the Bills, they got a much needed comeback win. They were about to go 2-2, but now they're 3-1. So they're still a very good team, in my opinion. And yeah, I just think they need to get out of their own damn way. So I do have the Bills winning this one. Bills 31, Steelers 19. I would not be surprised if this is a trap game, though, because, like I said, Kenny Pickett's first start, we don't really know what this guy's capable of, but I can promise you one thing. This team will rally around that man. So be careful on this one. All right, and our next game is the LA Chargers at the Cleveland Browns. So Chargers, they are super, super banged up right now. But I still think they can win games. I just think they need to rely on their defense a little bit more, and their defense definitely needs to step it up and stop letting all these big plays go by, especially against Houston. That definitely should not have been happening. And the Browns, I think they're just being held back by average quarterback play. I don't want to blame Jacoby Brissett too much, because I know he's, no offense to him, and no hate, but he's just a backup quarterback to me. And I just think this defense needs to be able to stop other teams in crucial situations, and I think this team can be pretty decent until Deshaun comes back. I think like week 12, week 13, something like that. So yeah, I do have the Chargers winning this one. Chargers 28, Browns 27. This game will be close in my opinion. I just think these two teams are banged up together, and I expect this one to be very close. All right, and our next game is the Chicago Bears at the Minnesota Vikings. So, like I always say with the Bears, no offensive line, very lack of consistent run game, and I just don't see this team doing anything on defense. They held the Giants to 82 passing yards in the whole game and still lost. So that just proves how incompetent this Bears team is. I still like Justin Fields. I still think Justin Fields can do something. You just got to put the pieces around him. And as of right now, they have no pieces from what I can see. And as for the Vikings look good. Just like the Browns, I think if they can overcome average quarterback play, just because I don't trust Kirk Cousins, especially not in those primetime moments, I think this team is good enough to make it to the Super Bowl. I think they have all the pieces they need. They just need a quarterback. So if Kirk can just not be bad, this team might be pretty good. Anyway, Dalvin Cook, I heard he's injured. I don't like that for this team, especially they haven't been relying on Justin Jefferson as much, so they definitely are going to need to do that, especially with Dalvin Cook being out. No shocker here. I have the Vikings winning this one. Vikings 27, Bears 19. I would not be surprised if this game was not even this close. I expect the Vikings to win this one handedly, and I think that is what we are going to see. All right, and our next game is the Detroit Lions at the New England Patriots. So, a funny stat, the Lions have the number one scoring offense, and they also have the number 32nd defense. Do you know how shit that is? They're ungodly awful on defense somehow. Didn't they just draft Aiden Hutchinson? Like, I don't understand how this team is this poorly handled on defense. Whatever scheme they're doing on defense is not working. Chalk it up, restart. If you got to fire the D coordinator, I totally get it. But this team needs to figure its shit out on defense, because its offense, oh my God, good. Really good offense. As for the Patriots, third string quarterback aside, I just don't think this team is good. This team is just bad to me every single time I look at them. I just don't think they're coached well right now. And I know it's Bill Belichick, and I'm not trying to hate or anything. And obviously, I'm not in the room, so this is all just going off of me when I'm watching this team on NFL Sundays, you know? And they just don't look good whatsoever. And especially, they are now on their third string QB. I'm not sure if Brian Hoyer will be coming back in this game, but as of right now, this team is not good. Do have the Lions winning this one. My colors are off a little bit, but yeah, Lions in this one. Lions 41, Patriots 34. All right, now we are on to my Seattle Seahawks against the New Orleans Saints. So Seahawks, amazing, tremendous offensive day for them, scoring 48 points. Our punter did not see the field a single damn time on Sunday. However, our defense gave up 45 points. 45. How does that happen? Isn't Pete Carroll a defensive-minded head coach? That's what I'm being told. Apparently not. I don't understand. Gino, good for you. He won Offensive Player of the Week. Like, genuinely, their offense looked great. Their defense just needs a goddamn wake-up call. Now we're over to the Saints. I'm not saying Jameis Winston's the GOAT or anything, but Jameis Winston is carrying this team. This team is bad without him. They will not win. I would argue they will not win a single game without him. They just look awful to me without him. And especially, I heard him and Michael Thomas both missed practice on Wednesday, so it's not looking great, man. Not looking great for them at all. I expect them to be able to handle middle of the pack teams like the Seahawks, so I do have them winning. But if Jameis isn't back for this game, I would not be surprised if the Seahawks won this game. That's all I'm saying. All right. So I do have the Saints winning though. Saints 24, Seahawks 10. I need to see this consistently for the Seahawks, and I just haven't yet. So I'm not betting on the Seahawks. All right, and our next game is the Miami Dolphins at the New York Jets. So Dolphins, I think they're going to continue to struggle without Tua, and it's just really shitty because I feel for Tua. It's definitely a terrible situation, but I think Teddy Bridgewater can come in and be a game manager in this situation. I think if their defense plays well, this team can overcome this injury to Tua until he can come back, which I don't expect to be for at least 2 weeks. So we'll see. We'll see how this team can be with Teddy Bridgewater. As for the Jets, Zach Wilson is back, baby, and I am all here for it. I've been very skeptical on Zach Wilson, but I think this team rallies around him, and I think they play extremely well for him. So yeah, I just don't see them as dog shit like they have been for a long time. And yeah, if Zach Wilson could just play like the number 2 pick that he was, I think this team can do some damage. And shockingly, I do have the Jets winning this one. I've got the Jets 30, Dolphins 27. Just the hobbledness, if that's a word, of Tua has me skeptical, but I could definitely be wrong about this. But yeah, got the Jets in this one. All right, now our next game is the Atlanta Falcons at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So Falcons, their offense looks decent. However, their defense does not look good. May have some good moments, but they're few and far between. I just don't see this team as being anything else other than a 7-9 team, especially with a middle of the pack quarterback, which hurts me to say because I'm an Oregon fan. I do root for Marcus Mariota, but yeah, they just don't look good to me. And yeah, middle of the pack team for me. The Bucks. So everybody was saying that how high they were on the Bucks, even after this loss, but it's like this team is just so confusing. I just don't know what they are. So just like I have written here, great news. The Bucks offense actually showed up last week. Bad news, their defense did not show up last week. And they were talking shit on Patrick Mahomes' offensive line. Why would you do that? Why would you do that before a game? Talk shit after the game. That's just how it should be. It puts a fire under somebody and it makes them play a lot better. And it's just really stupid, in my opinion. Yeah, like I said, this team is super inconsistent and I just can't figure them out right now. But I do expect them to be a top NFC team, and if they can figure out how to be good offensively and defensively with all the pieces they have, I could see this team making it out of the NFC. That being said, I do have the Buccaneers winning this one. Buccaneers 29, Falcons 28. I think I have the score somewhere else in the slideshow, but yeah, Buccaneers just look real good, and I'm just not sold on their defense quite yet, so that's why I have this one being close. Okay, and our next game is the Tennessee Titans at the Washington Commanders. So the Titans are on a bit of a winning streak right now. They are 2-2. They have won the last 2 games in a row, and I just think it's against shittier opponents, and it just isn't great. So I just don't know what to make of this team right now. I would move on to Malik Willis sooner rather than later if I'm the Titans and start to get him oriented with his offense, just because I don't see Ryan Tannehill being much of an upgrade over Malik right now, so we'll have to see. But yeah, this team just looks like a middle of the pack team. They could make the playoffs as a wild card team or something. I don't know. I'm not very high on this team. And let's move on to a team I am even less high on. The Commanders. I think they're a bad team. I think they have a bad quarterback. No offense to Carson Wentz. I'm not trying to hurt any feelings or anything. Their defense is hobbled as hell, and this team is just not fun to watch. The Commanders they will be a top 3 pick. Mark my words, and it just does not look good for them. The score I have is just because I don't trust the Titans defense that much, but I do have the Titans winning. I got the Titans 31, Commanders 20. Would not be surprised if this was a little bit closer, but as of right now, yeah, I don't trust either of these teams. All right, and our next game is the Houston Texans at the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at the worst team in football right now. They have the worst record in football, and it just does not look good for them. I just feel kind of feel bad for the city of Houston. It just feels really shitty that this team just doesn't seem to care. And yeah, it really sucks. And I expect them to get the number one overall pick secured eventually. And I expect them to waste it like they do with every other pick that they have gotten in the first round. So, oh well. Sorry for you, Houston. Let's move on to Jacksonville so we can get on a little bit of a lighter note. I think the Jags look great in the first quarter. If they could just keep that first quarter like bottled up and do it throughout the entire game, especially with the way Doug Peterson calls their games, I think this team can be pretty good. This team looks super good. And yeah, like I have written here, they didn't score again until 7:19 left in the fourth quarter. And that's just... it's not very good. I know the Eagles are a good team, so I'm trying not to knock them too much. So I expect Jacksonville to go in this week and just mop the floor with Houston. But yeah, I have the Jaguars winning this one. Jaguars 38, Texans 18. I would not be surprised if the Texans do not score 18 points. But yeah, as of right now, definitely have the Jaguars winning this one. Okay, and now we are on to the late window of games, starting with the San Francisco 49ers at the Carolina Panthers. So the 49ers are the most inconsistent team I have witnessed so far this season. I don't know how they beat the Rams handedly and then lose to the Broncos 11-10. It just kind of blows my mind. Like, genuinely, I don't understand this team. And I just am not confident in them whatsoever. I think if Jimmy G can just not mess up, I think this defense can pretty much carry them, along with Debo. Feed Debo. He is the only good thing about their offense right now. So feed Debo, you guys will be okay. Next, let's talk about the Panthers. So I was a Baker supporter, and I still am a Baker supporter, but it's just getting really fucking hard to root for him. He's just getting every single ball batted down at the goal line almost consistently every single week, and it's just not good. This team is just not good whatsoever. And I do expect Sam Darnold to come back when he is healthy, and I think he will get the remaining starts for the games. I don't know what I'm saying. He's going to be the starter for the remainder of the season, and that's... I can't really blame him. Baker hasn't really done much, so... yeah, it's a really shitty situation for the Panthers. I do have the Niners winning this one. Niners 24, Panthers 10. Yeah, I'm not confident in the Panthers whatsoever. All right, now we're on to probably my most controversial pick of the week. Dallas Cowboys at the LA Rams. So Cowboys, Cooper Rush, he's the real deal. Genuinely. Anyway, Cooper Rush is the real deal. And I'm just going to stop hating on the Cowboys because they're going to the Super Bowl. Genuinely. No, not genuinely. But jokes aside, I think this team is better than we thought they were going to be. And especially with Cooper Rush. I think if Cooper Rush can just be the game manager and their run game can get between 150 to 200 yards every single week, this defense can hold people. This defense is super good. And I expect this team to win a lot of games. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird to say that about a Cowboys team, but yeah, they don't look too bad to me. As for the Rams, I say this almost every single week. How is this team this bad? On paper, the Rams are loaded. Bobby Wagner, Aaron Donald, Jalen Ramsey, and then let's go over to offense. They got Matt Stafford. They have Cooper Kupp, which to me it just looks like they have Cooper Kupp on offense. This team is just awful. I don't understand how you only score 9 points against the 49ers. I know the 49ers defense isn't terrible, but it's like, what are we doing? What's happening? I just don't understand this team. And I think Stafford is going to run away with the interception lead, which he's already number one in interceptions this season. So yeah, this team needs a giant wake-up call, and I don't know what they're going to do. I have the Cowboys winning this one. Cowboys 24, Rams 20. This could be even closer than what I have it. It could be just like a 1-2 point game, but yeah, the Rams just don't look good, and the Cowboys are looking pretty hot right now. All right, and our next game is the red-hot Philadelphia Eagles at the Arizona Cardinals. So for me, the Eagles, they look like the best team in football right now. I just think they have a great offense, great defense, and they play a lot of mistake-free football as of right now. I'm banking on Jalen Hurts. If he can continue to play this way throughout the rest of the season, this team is going to be the team to beat in the NFC. As for the Cardinals, I don't like anything they do offensively. Like I always say, I don't know if it's just because D-Hop isn't there right now, but yeah, they make so many mistakes on offense. It is just painful to watch sometimes. And I don't know if it's Kyler or Cliff Kingsbury or whatever the case may be. This team just does not look good, in my opinion. Their defense is the only thing where I think they are somewhat competent, but even then, I think the Eagles are just going to be a little bit too much for the Cardinals in this one. Eagles 27, Cardinals 23. Yeah, I don't see the Eagles losing this one. All right, now we are on to a great Sunday night football game. The Cincinnati Bengals at the Baltimore Ravens. I think this game is going to be really damn good. Bengals O-line looks a lot better than the first 2 weeks. Yeah, like I said, it's just a significant upgrade from the first 2 weeks. So I expect this team to continue to be as good as they have been. And Burrow, I'm a big fan. I like this team a lot. And yeah, I am definitely rooting for the Bengals. That being said, the Ravens, I like the Ravens a lot as well, but man, that second loss that they suffered was just really, really bad. And that's the second loss they had where they led going into halftime. I just don't understand how this team just blows these leads. Like, score points when you have opportunities, even if it's just field goals. Like, you have the best kicker in the league. I don't understand. Like, it just blows my mind. It hurts. And I'm not going to blame the play calling, because if I was a head coach, I'd be going for it on 4th down too. I'm not even going to sign a punter. We're going for it 4th and 30. We're going for it. I don't give a shit. That's how I would play. That being said, if anyone wants to give me a head coaching opportunity, those are jokes, those are all jokes. Anyway, I think if Lamar can just put the team on his back in those tight spots and not turn the ball over like he did, in the end zone, I think this team can be pretty good. And like I always say every week, pay this fucking man, dude. Pay him, please. That being said, I have the Bengals winning this one. Bengals 27, Ravens 24. I expect this game to be close. This game could go either way, but I think the Bengals are back on the rise right now. All right, and to our final game of the week. It is Monday Night Football, the Las Vegas Raiders versus the Kansas City Chiefs. So the Raiders finally got their first win, but now they have to come back down to earth and play the Chiefs. Chiefs probably looking like the best team in football, in my opinion, right now. I just think the Raiders need to continue to find ways to get Devontae the ball. Look at what was working when he was in Green Bay, and then compare him to Cooper Kupp. Bring those Cooper Kupp plays in, and what's his name? Debo. Bring Debo's plays in as well, and make Devontae a mesh of those. Just mesh all of those three together and make those plays, call those plays specifically for Devontae every single time, and this team will be super good on offense, in my opinion. Sorry, keep hitting the mic. That being said, I think Carr, he also needs to just take care of the football, and I think this team is going to be pretty decent. Their D-line, pretty good. So, yeah. But the Chiefs, man. Chiefs defense isn't great, but I think as long as you got that man, Patrick Mahomes, I think this team is going to be super good. The defense just needs to be average. It can be the number 16 defense, and this team will win the Super Bowl, I swear to God. And yeah, I just think this team is super good. I'm really high on the Chiefs. I do have the Chiefs winning this one. I don't know why it's in yellow. So that's me. On me, I fucked up the colors. But I have the Chiefs winning this one. Chiefs 31, Raiders 23. So yeah, definitely got the Chiefs in this one. All right, everybody, and that will conclude my picks for Week 5 of the NFL season. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you do like and subscribe. Don't forget to share this video with your friends, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.